Hey everybody, happy Sunday. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a really good Sunday. I'm actually recording this on Saturday evening, which is kind of rare for me because I like to try and take the weekend off, but it's been a really crazy week this week, and the site's been doing well, or rather the YouTube channel's been doing well, and we've had a lot of people watching and the content has been well received, so I have carried on making videos. Yesterday I was working until 1 a.m. this morning, which is not a good way to spend your weekend. So I'm making a very quick and dirty video today. Obviously it's dark outside, so I'm in the studio. I need to kind of work on tidying it up a bit, I'm aware. But to all intents and purposes, whenever I've been on anybody's set, it always looks less tidy than it does in the real world. Had a couple of people asking me about the computers and stuff and the equipment that we use and the lights. One person in particular was saying, what lights do you use? Well, so the accent lights are these. They're bowling lights. They're fantastic. They're RGB, and they just go up behind the iMac and also behind the YouTube plaque. And then the lights, these lights here, these ones, are Godox 60Ws, I think. They're basically studio lights with soft boxes, and they're great. And then if anybody's interested in the audio, we use a Zoom F6 recorder normally. Today I'm not. I'm using an older portable Zoom recorder, this one here. But when we're doing kind of in the studio, we use a Zoom F6, and we have a nice microphone here as well, an NT5 for our overhead. That computer is real. It does work, and it does run Mac OS. And a couple of people have been asking me about whether we're going to switch over to Linux or some other system. And yes, I think we probably will at some point in the future. And someone was asking about this table lamp beside us. It's just a regular table lamp from Home Depot, which is connected to the Philips Hue system, and we've got a Philips Hue light strip on the floor, down by the floor there, which provides a nice red cast onto the back wall. And this is also Philips Hue. It's an A19 Philips Hue, like vintage style bulb that we have really low. And the camera, in case you're interested, the camera is right there. It is a Blackmagic 6K pocket cinema camera. But that's not what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about what you're doing to reduce your use of packaging and plastics. So I have recently switched to these. No, they're not illicit drugs. I mean, who would carry illicit drugs in a Coleman's mustard jar? And yes, this is Coleman's mustard. It's a brand of English mustard. I grew up in Norfolk. My father actually used to work for the Coleman's family. He helped look after their cows. And so I've always loved Coleman's mustard ever since I was little. And it's one of the few British things that is available over here at the local store. So I buy Coleman's mustard, and obviously they're glass jars. So these are great things to store things like toothpaste tablets in. And so I recently switched from buying, your run-of-the-mill toothpaste to using toothpaste tablets because I wanted to reduce my packaging, and I wanted to reduce the plastic that I used in my life. Now, these are dent tabs, which unfortunately come from Europe, so they have to be shipped over here, which is not great from an emissions standpoint, I will grant you. But there's no real waste because I'm putting them in a glass jar. They come in a biodegradable package that you can just put straight in your compost heap. And so that is one of the things that I now use. And you bite on the tablet, you kind of chew it a bit, and then you brush your teeth as normal. It takes a bit of getting used to. These come from Europe because I wanted fluoride in my toothpaste tablets. And there's nobody over here in the United States, unless you know differently, that offers those kind of tablets with fluoride in. We've also just signed up for shampoo and soap bars because we want to stop all of the plastic that we are using. Now, we still have our dishwasher tablets, and we still buy other things that come in plastic bottles, but we're trying to eliminate as much of the plastic that we use as absolutely possible. A couple of weeks ago, I talked to you guys about how we are changing the way we shop. We are going to the big box stores for really the stuff that we can't get anywhere else. I am buying all my local fruit and vegetables from the local farm store. There's no packaging involved or very minimal packaging. And if we do get meat, we do buy it from local sources and local farms that are trying to run things in an appropriate way. We also buy milk, as I said in a previous video, from a local farm. Everything's in glass bottles. We take it back. There's no plastic involved there. I want to know, have you tried toothpaste tablets? I don't even know what to call them. These are dent tabs in this case, but other versions are available. Do you use soap bars for cleaning instead of using liquids in a plastic jar? I know in the UK, one of the things that you used to be able to do was to actually go and buy detergent, laundry detergent and other things you take a glass bottle that you owned and you filled it up at the store, only in certain stores. But do you do that? Do you live in a country where things are even better, where you can literally go to the store and buy things and you put them in your own containers and you minimize the actual waste at the point of buying or refilling your stuff? I want to know about this because I know we focus on cleaner, greener, safer and smarter transportation on this channel, but that really does mean we should be looking at other things too, because let's face it, the cars we drive is only a tiny part of our daily life, and we need to be able to work on cleaning and greening up our entire sort of lifespan of what we use and what we do. Let me know your thoughts below. One other thing I want to talk to you about here is this room here that I'm now wandering into, which is our server room. And I left the light on because I knew I was coming in here. This was one of the very first computers that we used to edit Transport Evolved video on. This is now 12 years old. It's no longer being used. The power cables are actually pulled out. We have an old server here, which we are no longer using, down by the door. But we are about to completely modify our home network. For those who missed it, we used to have a studio in downtown Hillsborough. Before that, we had a studio in downtown Portland. And we didn't have to worry about home networking. Now we do. Because of COVID, we've moved everything remotely. Erin works from home. Kate works from home. I work from home. And so we're just about to put a new Ubiquity networking system in. I pulled the plug and purchased everything last week. We've got to put it in this server rack here. It's going to involve a lot of tidying up and a lot of pulling things apart and taking things apart. I want to know if you want me to do that on take two. Is that something that you would be interested in me kind of giving you my experiences of? It's got nothing to do with EVs, obviously, but it would be a fun experience for me to share. And I want to know if you would like to see that. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'm coming out of that room because it's very loud and very noisy. I hope that you have an amazing rest of the day wherever you are. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thanks to the amazing folks who are scrolling by on my right. Without you guys, you wouldn't be able to do any of what we do. And I will be back, hopefully, tomorrow. This coming week is going to be a tough one for me because I've got lots of different appointments. So the content might get less content than you did last week. I've got to go and have a torture tube session, which is basically an MRI. I have to have one every year. So I'm going to be a little bit frazzled next week. Just a head up. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Keep evolving.